Hello everybody, Jet here, and welcome back to my Beastmen campaign. If you've been watching last time, you'll have seen we did burn Karak. However, they've recapped it now as a little lowly level 1 ruin. Oh, that's become a larger settlement now. That's really useful to know. So they have actually upped some of the old world settlement sizes. Anyway, and we are now pushing and pillaging our way down through the dwarf lands. So we've got a couple of level ups to do. Let's have a look. Who needs leveling up? You need leveling up. Now we should be able to... Ooh. Yes, I'm going to grab that one just when he needs it. Now we should be able to start pushing again now, because all of my hordes should be good to start pushing. Now we're actually all going to beast path through to here, because that gets us a nice jump on everybody else. I know they can use the underway, but it's putting us a nice chunk ahead of them here, because if they go anywhere near us with that, we will hit them. So it's actually pushing them nicely out of reach of us and giving us a bit of a jump on them as well now. Okay, so we're going to hit here, and then we're going to push down through here and hit Black Crag. We might just pop out and kill a few other places on the way, and then we're going to push down towards Karak 8 Peaks. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, so let's see what they do and how they decide to follow me here. Because they're in a tricky position now, so they're just going to follow along. Oh! They're actually splitting themselves up, which is interesting. They still have so many armies. It does scare me how many armies the dwarfs have and are managing to maintain here. And that could literally be my undoing. Because with this many armies, I might not actually be able to... I might not be able to ever decisively defeat them, which... would be a bit of a problem actually, so we'll have to work out exactly what we're doing or how we're doing and where we're going, because I certainly can't face off against all the dwarf armies. My worry is that I left it too late, is that I should have been aggressive early on and taken them all out early on, because taking out while I've got 4 big powerful armies, you know, you can see how they're chasing me. So I've not really got the opportunity, and because they can just recap after me, they get their income back reasonably quickly. So, yeah, I think we'll have to see how it goes, guys, but I'm not sure I'm ever going to be able to defeat the dwarfs at this rate without splitting myself up. But if I split myself up, they're just going to descend on me one at a time. But maybe what I need to do is completely go out and literally spread my hordes into different directions to split their forces as well. Okay, so we've got one of our Gorbles back. Let's all hit here. Oh, no, not you. One of my baby hordes. Not that baby horde. That baby horde needs to do some growing. Both my baby hordes need to do some growing, but... Let's auto that. We'll take the growth. Right, we're going to grab this to lower our overall upkeep. I know it's not necessarily... Oh, actually, what's their like? They are on +6 at the moment. This does lower our income, however, it's going to be harder to get to the top one. We're okay at the moment, so I'm just going to push up and keep their growth going. Okay, and we're going to hold here for a turn. Okay, we are right through growth. I'm going to start pushing up this one now, because this really does give us a lot of buffs. However, what I really want to do, I'm going to take this one, but where I really want to get through is up to these ones, because these are really going to help us a lot more. Okay, which horde wants you? Not that one. So you can lose a unit and gain that Gobble. Okay, let's end turn. So what are the dwarfs doing behind me? They have split themselves up a bit, so this is good. I might be able to turn around and get a good hit off them here, but I have to play this carefully. It's which way do I go? Do I go down here and hit them here, or do I go up north and hit them here? Because theoretically, if I go here, what I could do is I could drop a couple of hordes on either side, but they are still two big, powerful armies, which would mean that I would potentially have to take that on with one horde. I would like to be able to consolidate a little bit more than that on them. Whereas if I beast path over here behind these other guys, I might just be able to push them down and potentially spread them apart. Because that is the other thing to remember, guys, is I'm powerful, and if they're not going to engage me, I can push them about the place. So that might be good. I might be able to get an ambush off there and hit one of their armies, certainly, so we might give that a go. And then keep pushing down towards Black Crag. And then we'll be pushing ourselves onto the Skaven borders, which will also be helping. And the armies from Telia do seem to be pulling back, which is also good, because that means I'm not going to have to be worrying about them quite so much. Okay, it's back to our turn. Right, let's have a look-see. Ooh. See, they know exactly how far I can move. I could just skip Iron Rock and go straight for Black Crag. That sounds like a plan. Oh, bollocks. Oh, phew, I put it in the wrong thing. I thought I'd lost that horde then. Okay, so next turn we're going to drop out next to Black Crag, and we've left them well behind now. So we're going to smash Black Crag, and then we're going to move straight on to Karak 8 Peaks. So we are causing a lot of damage to them. We're hitting their big, important settlements here as well. So, I mean, while they're keeping up the armies, they've still got a lot of spare income. This will be lowering their income, so they will eventually have to start, or they'll eventually start potentially losing troops. This guy's not so powerful. I can probably take out most of his stuff, actually, in one swoop, which won't necessarily be too bad, especially, you know, if I smash Karak 8 Peaks. What I'll do is I'll push in behind and clear out, and then we'll try and just burn our way up. And push them in front of me, which will hopefully cause them to have to separate a bit and lose a few troops. Okay, so they are pulling back, and we are slowly losing some of these things. So they've hit one of my Bray herds there, which was inevitably going to happen. My Bray herds will get lost occasionally, but hopefully I'll be able to keep pushing them out, as they'll keep popping up as I keep pushing. I'm not in quite the same strength I had when I had all four Bray herds with me, but as you can see, I'm still in a very powerful position to hit anywhere, even with my straight four herds here. However, as said, how I'm ever going to completely defeat the dwarves. At the moment, it's just a matter of keeping moving to live. Okay, so we could have actually just walked. Oh, I could have potentially walked to Black Crag that turn. Never mind. Yep, you can start pushing up the leadership route. No, I didn't think I could recruit any more at the moment. Okay, so here come my Bray herds following me, and next turn Black Crag, and then it really is going to be down to Karak 8 Peaks, which we should be able to push into quite quick, pretty much straight after this. And now they are spreading out, so we are losing our tail here to an extent from the dwarfs, because they are having to deal with other things, though they are eating into the Skaven here, so that's not necessarily a good thing. Even if he's close enough, I'm going to hit Black Crag first, and then I might send my other guys around to deal with him if he's close enough for me to hit. And then we'll push Karak 8 Peaks, and then we'll work out where we're pushing next. But right now, I just want to smash and burn through their lands, and certainly that other dwarf faction can take a big hit. Thankfully, Crocgar seems to have stalled. However, my Skaven buddies might need a hand. So I might even just push out towards them for a couple of turns just to give them support, but we'll work that out. And we're definitely taking Karak 8 Peaks first. See what Estelia's doing. They are... I think the Skaven are done for, unfortunately. I don't think, even if I think I'd have to spend too long supporting them at this point. Which is a shame, because it would be nice to have a place to fall back to. But I think they're beset from all sides, and they're just not strong enough at the moment. Okay, it's time to hit. Let's make sure all of these guys get in range. Let's make sure I don't beast path move them and mess this up. Nice, easy auto. 35k. Unfortunately, all of these guys have moved. We've got a lot of leveling up to do. We always push towards Arcane Conduit, because that just helps me keep being able to cast spells in battles. See, same here, I could push down that one, but it wouldn't really be worth it at the moment. These are definitely good and worth it, but I don't need them on these guys just at the moment. Okay, so here goes. We've got a little bit of recruitment going on there. Well, building going on there, and we'll move on to Black Crag next turn, which should be another nice big chunk of money for us. And we are definitely in a position now where we can potentially start poking them, poking the other guys behind us, because the armies have all spread out, which does give me quite a lot of potential safety. Well, it makes me safer because there's not as many people around me, but again, I'm still in this really tricky position of they can just recap everywhere I take. They've got the forces just to keep doing that, which really does make my job harder. And much as I've got getting a good income from smashing these places, as you can see, I also consume that income fairly quickly, so I do need to get my the reduction in cost of my hordes as well out as quickly as I can. However, I need to grow them to a certain point before I start taking that. Right, so let's see if I can actually get the ambush off this turn, if they're close enough to me. Unfortunately, I don't think the computer's going to make a mistake like that. Not happening. Let's start chasing these guys down. Maybe we'll see how far they move compared to me next turn. And if not, I can always just push around to Karak 8 Peaks next turn, which will definitely get me a nice chunk of money. Ooh, that's nice for them anyway. Okay, let's end turn. And let's see what happens with this dwarf army. I've got a feeling it's going to run away. And this is the annoying thing. It's just going to double time out of range. Which means there's no way I'm going to catch it. And all they need to do is just follow me while boxing me in like this, and I'm not sure there's a huge amount I can actually do to stop them, because yeah, I'm a bit I might have to just all chuck myself into but they can see where I am, so even if I all go into encampment stance, it's not really gonna help, because I'm being followed by a whole sea of agents as well. So Queek is expanding down there. He's hitting Krokgar, he's hitting the Lizardmen down there, certainly the last defenders, which should means he's definitely not out, though he could potentially do with an army being up north somewhere, dealing with the armies which are hitting him. And this is the place where, if I was a settled nation, I'd be able to push out so many more armies at this point in the game. I'd be running with, 7 or 8 armies at least, and be able to hit on multiple fronts and secure places, obviously, and just keep pushing, which actually does make a humongous difference, because it gives you a base to push from. And this is something I always find hard with horde mechanics. It's that constant movement. But we'll see, we're still alive, we're still certainly causing a lot of damage to the dwarfs here, so we've got a lot of potential to keep going. I'm not giving up by any means, Here goes nothing. Woo. Nice easy auto now. Ooh, we did lose a couple of herds, so I'm going to be... Oh, only 28k. I am going to be encamping up here next turn to try and pull their armies too close to me so I can jump out and hit them, because this isn't working at the moment, how I'm doing it now. So getting myself into a position where I can actually push out, I think would really... well, I'm hoping it means I'm actually going to be able to start taking out some of these armies which are chasing me. Let's end turn again. So we're going to play a bit tricky here and try and trick them in, pull them into me, and then smash them. But they've got so many armies. Even if I do this a few times, it's going to take a long time to completely finish them off. Which is why starting at the bottom and working my way up is good, because then I can potentially turn around and just keep smashing places and armies as they do this. However, the issue with staying stopped is if I do it for too long, it's really going to start making my income suffer. Oh god, there's a Bretonian army there as well heading for me. Yeah, okay, so the world does not like me, unsurprisingly. And it's that alliance the dwarves have with the vampires as well, which is so weird. But, you know, these things happen. Go on, Queek, finish them off. Karak, Azul, let's see what they're doing. They are just waiting there. I'm going to all go into encampment stance soon and try and just bait them onto me. But we shall see. Unfortunately, I think what I need to do is I just need to be that bit more aggressive. I think the thing I messed up with is I needed to be more aggressive in the early game, which is always going to be tricky. It was worth a try. I'd have probably disbanded them straight away, but I get a reduction in upkeep for a while if I confederate, so that's always useful. So I might have just or thrown them in a bit of a glory, several sort of, you know, a bit of a massive attack. Okay, so we just lost one of our Bray herds anyway. So we are all switching stance here. Just trying to make sure we're all actually in reinforcement range of each other. However, I can't move him. Right. No, I don't want to go for that yet. I want to get that first. However, this is also useful because it does reduce the upkeep of my Ungors. No, we'll save and go for this because we're getting one next turn and we'll be able to go for that. And then we'll be able to push through both of these relatively quickly. Okay, so now all of my hordes there, other than my Bray herd, are technically hidden. So they can't see me there. So what I'm hoping they'll do is they'll come too close. And as they come too close, I will get an opportunity to jump out and they'll either get ambushed as they approach me, or I will get a chance to ambush them. Now, things like that. This army has come far too close to me, so it is now dead next turn. I can jump on them and I can smash them next turn. Now, we'll see if they get any support there. I also have Lightning Strike and Ambush, however, so Lightning Strike's not so good for people like as necessarily so good for me unless I'm fighting huge amounts of people, because I don't get any reinforcements either, and they are potentially a stronger army than any of mine. However, the thing I do get is the ability to, and you see, now this is where it's come nice. Our ambush has failed, however. Yeek. I'm not going to decline attack because I can actually win. I've got good odds here. I don't have any archers, and maybe that's the other thing I need to do. Maybe I need to start pulling the archers out of all of my armies, because they are so weak compared to everything else now. So actually just having more units to throw in would be good. And we've got a very offensive army here. So this army is all about disruption. I'm going to try and keep my Bestigors back, however, because they are a bit weaker and I don't want to just waste them at the moment. So it's going to be a Minotaur herd just charging in, and we'll try and use my Bestigors to flank and use my Minotaurs as my aggressive line. At the Battle of Karak 8 Peaks, kind of technically the second one, but the first one wasn't really a battle. It was just a charge into the dwarf hold and destroying them all. Okay, so let's see how this goes. If I ever finish loading, guys, and then we'll get a couple of we'll definitely get a couple of nice ambushes off next turn as well. So this is obviously how to do it. A nice big chunk of magic there. So you guys are going to be my centre. You guys can support where needed, and you guys are all going to push around the back. Okay, so my Bestigor is already, sorry, my Cygor is already throwing things at them, which is perfect. Oh, and we can spawn another Cygor. I'm not even being subtle, I'm just charging these guys. These guys can all just smash into the sides. That's a nice good one, and we'll also throw out this buff. You know, we'll pop this out, hitting as many of them as we can. You guys can now get into support as well. Let's use my regen and let's pop out this buff. And we have shattered this dwarven force. Let's just break up the last few units. And this is where an army like this, while it's expensive to run, this is where they're really good, because that was just disruption. Even though there were very good formed units there, we just shattered their lines and broke them. And that's it. They are absolutely shattered there, and we lost very little to do it, guys. That was a very solid attack there. So we lost 34 units, and that's because I've got mostly bestial units in this thing, in this army. And actually, an army of bestial units is very, very good. As you see in my Lizardman campaign with my dinosaurs, they are so devastating, even against the anti-large, if used in a concert. If you use multiple ones of them and hit them from multiple angles, you just disperse their units and you just keep hammering them and ripping through them, and then they never get a chance to form, and you can surround them quite easily. And especially as some of these guys also give them fear and things as well. I mean, my giant didn't even get involved there, but also how elite some of these guys are. They just do so much damage, unlike my bestigors, which tend to get wiped out every few battles. But that was quite a quick little battle actually there, you know. Though again, we've not completely decimated them, though I don't know if, as I got a chance to jump them, I don't know if that means they have a chance to run away. And some of their units literally got no kills there. In fact, their most successful unit was one of their bits of siege equipment. Okay, let's see how this is going when I eventually finish loading. We'll try and get those ambushes off, and then it's probably going to be the end of this session. And I think we've got a tactic which will start working here, though I'm going to have to be paying attention to my income still. Though, if I switch to more monstrous-based armies, I can potentially start doing a lot more damage with a smaller force here, actually. So that might be something I look at doing as well. And I like the fact that Malagor is now strong enough to actually dive into combat. Right, we're going to sacrifice, because I do want to get my other legendary lord at some point, and I need to do 10 sacrifices to get him. And then I do have an immortal lord who I can start levelling up. Okay, so the border princes are still out and about there, though they've lost their last territory, so they are in trouble now. Well, they might have other ones back here, which I can't see, but I don't know. I know the Silver Host holds somewhere back there, but it's potential. They've still potentially got something somewhere I can't see. We're still not giving you that non-aggression pack, mate. Let's take the extra Chaos Corruption, and it's ambush time. You can take one of the higher level hordes for this ambush. Nice, easy auto. And another nice easy auto with a nice ambush there. That's a lot of dead people. And we can both pull back in. You can drop into that stance just in case they decide to come. And we will end this here, guys. So I've got my tactic now. I'm just going to be doing that, and I'll use this to try and bait people in as well. So it is quite an interesting idea. So I just hide my units to bait the other armies in. We're still going to keep pushing north to clear out these guys, but then we'll try and bait their armies onto us a lot more and get hits. Though doing it too much could still be quite painful, because we do have quite a lot of... Obviously our armies are still quite expensive here, so we want to be careful with that. Anyway guys, as always, thank you very much for watching, and please feel free to pop any tips or hints on or advice on how we're actually going to manage to clear out the dwarfs with having so many armies in the comments, guys. Thank you very much for watching.